Greetings to all our Kitchen Sink Issues family members. Thank you so much for clicking. You're welcome once again to our sit down. And to all who are here for the first time, you are most welcome. Thank you for clicking. Thank you for supporting us. Even before I go any further, please subscribe, comment, share these videos. And we truly appreciate. We're growing together. And our family is being strengthened from strength to strength, from glory to glory. Thank you so much for coming. Once again, before I go any further, I would like to share a scripture upon which we are basing our conversation this morning. Find it in Proverbs chapter 13, verse 22 in English, which says, "A good man leaves an inheritance to his children, but the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous." I like to juxtapose the Shona version to that. Proverbs Shona Zvirevo 13 verse 22, which says, "Munhu akanaka achasiyira vana vevana vake nhaka, asi pfuma yomutadzi inochengeterwa akarurama." So we really want to have a conversation. Actually, before I even start, this morning in our church group, our family church group, there is a burning conversation that's been going on to do with, in essence, some of what we are going to be discussing here right now, which is money issues. And I had written my notes because I was ready to shoot yesterday, and I had titled this, "Whose money is it anyway?" I mean, as you can see from the title of this video, whose money is it anyway? And obviously we double barreled it with then setting financial goals for 2024 and beyond. If we live life knowing that there is an expectation over my life for certain things, sometimes it becomes such a pressure that people can surrender or give up, because they don't want that pressure. But when it comes to issues of finances, if you're able to set goals for yourself, it takes away a lot of pressure that sometimes coming with deciding, what do I do? Which money do I put where? And when must I accomplish what? If it is just coming in your mind and it's not something that you would have planned for, it can really, really be a stressor. And this morning, if I have to take away from the conversation that we were having, is that communication is the cornerstone when you are talking finances in a family setup. Even when you are talking to an individual, communicating with yourself, ensuring that as an individual you are understanding the issues that you are dealing with regarding your finances. Even much more if it is a couple, to come to a place of understanding that what I think I know about our finances is exactly the same that my partner knows about our finances. I know that the scenario that we were discussing, and that is usually discussed, is where people are not open with their money. They are living together, they are in some kind of a partnership, but that partnership excludes financial matters. It normally doesn't work. I really I'm sure many of you've listened to this guy, Dave Ramsey, who is a guru at money matters in the States, a couple of hundreds of million net worth guy. After they had done a research on 10,000 millionaires in the States, when they did that research with those 10,000 millionaires, he talks of a discovery that the majority, if not all of the people who are millionaires that they were interviewing, they are in agreement as husband and wife. Their finances are open with each other. They set their financial goals together. They implement them together. They review them together. They fund those goals together. Maybe the wife may not necessarily be earning, an income as in money, but whatever that they are doing at home ensures that more money is coming to this family. So you come to a place where you realize that one of the fundamental foundational issue, if we are going to not have issues with finances, we need to be open with each other. We need to communicate about money in our families. I'm sure I've alluded to this before, but right now, because 2024 is knocking on our door, I don't want us to go in just like we have always done. Because you know what they say, that if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a change, that's the mark that you're not well mentally. But for us, the Kitchen Sink Issues family members and our visitors who are here with us today, who will soon be members, we will be informed. We will make sure that we know where we are going with our money in 2024. So how do we go about it, setting financial goals? There are many aspects of life with which you can set goals. We just want to focus here on our financial goals. I once learned from a dear sister many years ago, if I had a board, I would have to plot, on that board and mark where you are. When you go into a game park or, these places where there is a map of that place, they will tell you that you are here. And then when you understand that, oh, okay, I'm here, then you look at, okay, so how do I find my way to wherever else you want to go? Beginning from where you are. So it's very important in the next 2 months, November, it's even less than 2 months now, maybe 6 weeks, November, December, for us to come to a place where we say, where are we financially? Where am I financially? And plot that. What it means is you are including your honest and true financial position to include debt. If I owe, you are putting down that I'm owing so much money, I'm earning so much money. And then you want to mesh those things as you begin to plan for the year to come. And why I'm talking to us as partners is, it is at this place where I am. On the map, it says you are here. Don't just mark where you are individually. Mark where you are as a couple, as a husband and wife. Where are we? It means each person owning up with their debt, each person owning up with their income. And like I said, our brother in the States, our father, he can't be my father. Dave Ramsey, he's in the 60s. He can only be my brother. They have done a research for us to show us that, guys, there is a secret to becoming successful financially if you're husband and wife. The power of agreement cannot be overlooked. So you have to start and agree, we are here in agreement and owning all that we have at that moment in time. And then when you have plotted where you are, one of the exercises that you then have to do is to cast your financial year 2024. What is my expected income for 2024? Looking at the current expenses and what we believe will be a carryover into 2024. How much debt are we carrying? And what are we going to do about that debt? One of these days, I will share a video by Dave Ramsey. I don't have to repeat it. I honestly believe it is so powerful, snowballing your life out of debt. Very, very powerful. So that at least you can begin to plan with things that are tangible, money that you have for the family. So, planning. Budgeting in essence is planning. You are planning for your finances. So you set your goals. Next year, we will be paying fees. We will want to travel. We will want to do that. Those goals will then materialize to becoming your action plans. This is how we are going to achieve whatever it is that we have put down on paper. This is very important, guys, and do it meticulously, month by month. Set aside time to do this, and you will find that that journey becomes easier. That pressure, that stress we are always suffering from is made lighter when we do that. So you are listing all your expenses, on one side, and you are acknowledging all your income, both father and mother, We are saying this is our income, our expected income. And then we try and match that income to the expenses. The key there being the capacity to live within our means. You cannot have an expense list that far outweighs the income. It won't work. You will continue to be in debt and you will not be enjoying life for the rest of life here on earth. The key is to be able to have an expense list that is afforded by my income, and also an income that leaves something for us to save as a family. I really like what one of our leaders in our church faith ministries once taught us, Bishop Mkandla, about these incomes, 70-30 concept, where we are saying, after you've given 10%, so that I won't forget, I think he was saying 10% would be tithe, and then 10% you pay yourself, and then 10% you save, and then use 70% for other expenses now. And when we have done this as a family, when we have been intentional to save, when we have been intentional to stay out of debt, when we have been intentional to guard, our appetite for purchasing things, we have celebrated life, financially. We have been happy because we have come to a place where money does not rule us. We rule it. We tell it what to do and what to achieve for us. So after budgeting, you then have to implement the budget. If you are like me, what is that to be like me? To be like me is to do the budget but veer off the budget. Please adhere to your budget plan. It works only if you commit to adhering to the budget plan. And also in your budgeting, plan for unexpected eventualities. Because then someone will say, so what do you do if we have illness? You plan for emergencies. This gentleman I'm talking about, he actually talks of the first port of call, save money for emergencies. And when you have that fund, don't use it. When people are asking you for money and you have set aside money for emergencies, you don't have money. Give yourself the permission to say, we do not have money, because that money is already assigned. It's for emergencies. So we don't have it. It's got its job. So, and you carry on, please adhere to the budget. Then start achieving whatever it is that you set out to plan in your budget. If it is paying fees for the children, if it is whatever project that you want to achieve as a family, make sure you adhere to that budget that you set out to do. Sometimes the problem is we set out the budget, but we fail to implement. We don't use it as a tool for implementation. We then look elsewhere for implementation, and then our budget is clashing with what you then go ahead and practice. My emphasis in this discussion is adhere to your budget. Does that mean I can't change anything? No. If you have received some more income, you can adjust. If you have lost income, you can adjust. But you don't just change things, just so that you change them. It has to be for a good reason why we are changing and we're adjusting the budget. Otherwise, we stick with our budget for the budget year that we have planned for. Some people are even gifted. I'm talking of budgeting for the year 2024. Other people plan for 3 years. Other people plan for 5 years. They sit down and say, in the next 5 years, I have committed to purchasing a piece of land. We are paying so much every month, and that expense carries through for 5 years. So the decision is yours. How are you going to implement it? I recommend adhere to the budget. Then our budget needs to be funded. If, for example, you have the scenario that I said that there's more expenses than the income, you're obligated to create even many more streams of income so that you can take care of your expenses. You cannot keep adding expenses where there's no income to match. So if you find yourself in that scenario, kubika sadza askana and do something. Mbare kutenga madomasi, kutengesa. People are surviving out of side hustles. It will help you, it will make you achieve your budget intention. So budget needs to be funded. Bottom line is what I'm saying. You can't just have a list of your needs and there's no funding for that budget. You need to fund that budget, and you look at that income. If it is not enough, do extra work. You'll be amazed at how much you can achieve your budget. Every budget must be reviewed. If you do a budget that you just can on, no. If you review that budget at the end, what were my expenses? What have I achieved? Have I achieved my goals? Then you celebrate. You reward yourself, with ice cream. You reward yourself. You've done well. Whatever it is that you want to reward yourself with. But do that so that at least you re-energize yourself as you enter into the next season with your budget. Very, very important. I said 4 things. You plan a budget, you implement a budget, you fund a budget, you review a budget. All this founded on the premise of communication. We talk openly, you plot where you are, you tell yourselves where you want to go, the stations along the way, and you begin your financial journey for 2024 and beyond. He is wishing you a successful financial, profitable and interesting the year 2024. Thank you so much for coming. Please ask further questions, comment, share, subscribe, and switch on the notification button. Forever grateful that you are with me. Thank you. Bye.